Gentlemen, I recently attended my first USPSA match, and I'm here to report back the results, the, dare I say, administrative results.
I mean, you're ready to go. That will be actually pretty funny.
Hey kid, you want some 45 ACP? Huh? I got some 45 ACP for you.
I have never shot one of these matches before, and today will be my first day. I have no idea what I'm in for. And truth is, there's a bunch of YouTube monkeys here filming as well, so you're probably gonna see like 19 different videos about this. But mine's special, because I'm in it.
I drank a lot of coffee this morning. I'm not sponsored, but oh my, what the f***?
Wait, hold on. No, you guys all stay there. Hold on.
This is actually insane.
What's going on?
If you guys want to see your place last, just follow the cameras, dude.
This lighting is so cinematic, I feel like I'm about to tell you about my war experience from 2006 in Ramadi. Black and white it. November 12th, 2025. Rio Salado, Arizona. Elements of gun tube and world champion shooters assemble at Area 2, the largest shooting match in the country for USPSA. While at a stage, the YouTuber known as Administrative Results loads his handgun, and after engaging multiple cardboard threats, conducts a 180 maneuver, but the muzzle goes up range. The RO instantly executes him on the spot. We do a little tomfoolery. Now, what is USPSA, and quite frankly, why should you give a damn? And that is a very good question. If you're not familiar, USPSA stands for United States Practical Shooting Association. It is a sport where players all come in and try and get the fastest and most accurate hits on paper at a given stage.
And the other really important thing to do in matches if you want to have a good score, there's some advice for you. Shoot all the targets on the stage. It's like super simple.
Yeah.
Probably the best thing to help your score.
Yeah, naturally.
Just to like literally engage the targets, even if you get 2 deltas.
I have known of it, I have known of some other shooting organizations, and this was my first attempt at a USPSA match. It's called Area 2. And not only was this my first match, but I was thrown to the deep end at one of the most competitive and largest matches in the country. A cool thing about this is it takes place at Rio Salado. It takes place not too far from where I grew up in Arizona, and so it's really fun to see something so massive of a sport take place essentially in my backyard.
Fucking 14 seconds.
Hey,
Hey.
what are you guys talking about?
Nothing.
Oh shit.
Nothing.
Oh shit.
Gentlemen, a quick PSA that I wanted to inform you of. As many of you know, I recently underwent the great nylon crusade of bringing a product to market that I thought was interesting and neat. Well, I want to inform you that that crusade is coming to an end shortly with the final batch of the Admin 64 rigs. Once these sell out, that's it. I'm not trying to like hype beast drop you, it's just a personal thing of like, all right, cool, I did it, made the rig, I thought it was fun, now I want to get out. And so these will be the last batch. I don't know if I'm done with nylon, but I think I'm done with this particular product because it's relatively niche, but I also think it's cool. So if you want it, get it while it's still available, I guess. That's my warning to you. Do or do not. There is no try. Now, I like to think of myself as a competent shooter. I was paid to carry a gun. I qualified on those tests that involve getting paid to carry a gun, and I would like to shoot in my free time, and I eventually turned shooting into a profession. Am I some high-speed competition shooter? I know what I am. No, I am not. I know that there are much better shooters than I, but I like to think I am above average, and I am a decent shooter. In going into this, I thought I was a good shooter. But I didn't realize I would be going against great shooters, against literal world champions. Here's the backstory. Hunter Constantine, you've seen him on the channel before, phenomenal shooter. He hits me up, he says, hey, there's this thing called Area 2, it's a big USPSA match. I'm getting the gang together. We're putting together a crew. I said, you son of a bitch, I'm in. Well, truly, I didn't realize exactly what I was getting myself into because I thought he was making a hyperbole where he was like, yeah, you're gonna be shooting in a squad with like some other YouTubers along with some like world-class shooters. I didn't realize that he actually meant like world-class, world champion shooters that I was going to be in there with. So first stage of the match, I get up there and I'm watching these guys cream this thing, going through it at warp speed.
That's why he's the GOAT!
That's how it's done.
That's why he's the GOAT!
And I'm starting to realize, oh, I may be in a little over my head. Now, as someone that has been to a match once in their life, I want to fill you in on what exactly makes this impressive. From the outside looking in, to most shooters, if you look at a USPSA match, you may see a bunch of cardboard where you run around that you have to shoot, and it looks very easy. And in theory, it is. Cardboard's not shooting back at you, you're not under any real threat, but you have to go through this stage as fast, hit the targets as accurate as possible, not miss any targets, you have to keep everything safe, you're under the eyes of the RO, you're under the eyes of your friends, and potentially if there are cameras out there, you're under the eyes of thousands to infinite numbers of people. Well, I guess not infinite, there's only so many people, but there's a cap where people are gonna be interested. Let me tell you, all the dudes from India aren't Googling USPSA shooters, if that gives you any hint, okay? They're probably Googling something else, if they have internet access. Now, going to a match is not a new experience for me. I've been to matches in Finland, I've done matches here, and I have an idea of the competition, the idea that you're going against better shooters than yourself, and it's going to be a tough fought battle. This is not a new concept to me. What the new concept is the USPSA rule set. Now, getting into those rules, I still, quite frankly, have a hard time grasping them because there are these things called hit factor, where you have power levels, major, minor, there's different classes. All of this, as a newbie getting thrown in the deep end, I don't comprehend so well. I was just told to show up and shoot gun. And brother, that I can do. Now, before I agreed to going to this match, everything on my horizon was pretty dialed in. The week of the match, personally for me, was a very busy week. I had a lot in my personal life going on. And so when it came time to go to the match, I have never wanted to not shoot more in my life. And I was going into a deep end of a hobby that is the most competitive version of that hobby. It is an absolute terrible combination. I was already going in with low morale and low drive. And then I have to go against the literal world champions as a beginner. So I was off to a rough start. The whole thing was definitely a little bit of a culture shock, not in the sense of like, whoa, what's going on? But it was a more mild sense of it, just seeing how serious these guys took it. At these stages, they'll typically give you 4 minutes to go and walk through the stage.
I love the pre-game Shark Tank of the match when they're all circling. It's my favorite.
What the f?
And at first I was like, I don't really care. I'm just here to shoot a gun. I know I'm not gonna win. All right, I'm just not trying to get DQ'd, which to be fair is not that hard. Just don't point your gun in an unsafe direction or indeed. I'm not trying to do that. I don't really care. It's like watching a Shark Tank with chum in the water. All these guys are circling the stage and they look ridiculous. This is them. Okay, so if I slide over here and then I engage this target, then I can laterally motion with my knees and engage this target over here. But then, well, okay, well, hold on, let me back that up real quick. So, I mean, if I slide in this target, 1, 2, do the reload here, that gives me the extra top off to engage the targets. That would go on for 4 minutes straight, times like 15 dudes, just walking through the stage. It looks ridiculous. I would come to find out that that is actually a crucial element of the stage.
Look at this form. Look at the posture. Good form, good posture, good lateral control, engages moves. Good form, good posture, go. Faster, faster, come on, come on. Good form, good posture, go.
Didn't I look at you at one point, Colton? I was like, I'm not doing it. I'm not, this is.
I was trying to get you to.
Yeah, you were trying to get me, I was like, I'm not doing that.
I was like, it'll look good for the video.
Spoiler, I would do it.
Are you gonna work left to right or right to left on the seal?
Go right to left and then right to the clamshell.
Yeah.
It should be ping, 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 clamshell, and then tux. You want to stay left of the wall since the barrel's pretty shot up because you know we're hitting that. Wide base.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, going into this video, honestly, I didn't know what my angle of this video would be. As I got out there and I saw how many other YouTuber cameras were there, I was like, all right, are we gonna cover this subject to death? Are there gonna be 5 different videos on this topic? Frankly, who's gonna care if we all saturate it? And so I didn't know what I was going to cover. I would soon quickly realize that the most interesting story is the shooters themselves. Not necessarily my experience, and of course we can touch up on it, but the actual high-level shooters, getting to be with them, shoot with them, talk to them, and see just how exactly they think.
You see the tight grouping that these guys are pulling off, like at this level of speed? It's absolutely insane.
There was an interesting thing where I was talking to a lot of these guys and interviewing them, and they all are kind of cut from the same cloth. They all kind of have a very similar frequency going on in their brain. One common denominator is that they are all extremely competitive type of people.
I'm ready to go. You want to play ping pong later? I will take it extremely serious.
Now, one thing that I do personally appreciate about people is when they find something that they are passionate about, they become good at it and they become great at it. Because skill maxing, whatever you're doing in life, I think is always interesting. Striving to be the best version of yourself at whatever you want to commit yourself to. I think that is a noble cause. I'm always fascinated by that, whether it's anything from becoming good at chess to dominating the football field as the starting middle linebacker for the Ravens like Ray Lewis. I think that is always an interesting part of the human experience. And this applies to something like USPSA, getting to come out and shoot with literal world champions. The guy that won the match, Christian Seiler, was the guy that I actually didn't even know until I met him out there. At that match, that dude is like Tom Cruise. Everyone loves him. He's out there slaying paper. I had to follow him in the shooting order. I didn't even know the guy until I met him. I'm not trying to say it's like, ooh, I'm some cool guy. I'm so unfamiliar with the world that I was like, oh, who's this guy? And they're like, that's the reigning world champ right now. And it's like, oh, and it's like, hey, you're gonna go in after him in the shooting order. And I was like, oh, sick, dude, sick.
World championships every 3 years. I won in 2022 in Thailand, and then I just won a month ago in South Africa. So next one's 2029 in Italy. So
you legitimately are a world champion a few times over.
Yep, okay. Current, yep.
Do you feel a lot of pressure for guys coming for the title?
Yeah, I mean, everyone, when I go into the match, target on my back. Everyone wants to beat me. Like, that's what everyone's gunning for, and I do everything in my power to not let them. Practice hard, train, get better, and the margin keeps widening. My first Nationals won by 22 points. I saw my last Nationals by like 120 points. So
that was an interesting thing to see. And a lot of the guys he was going up against, the way they treated each other was with a good level of respect, right? Like the competitive respect, like jawing each other, like, hey, oh, hey, you kind of misstepped there. You should have, if you didn't do that, you could have gotten a better angle. They treated each other like adversaries. And they treated me like a cancer patient trying to pull through in stage 4 of chemo. They would watch me go through a match, and afterwards they'd say, it's okay, man, that was a good run. You did a good job, buddy. You'll get him next time.
I mean, yeah, I'm happy you came back for that paper. We were all rooting for you back here. You came back for it. We manifested that extra hit for you.
I thought I had legitimately some sort of terminal disease, the way they treated me. The level of disrespect that I rightfully deserved was astronomical. So it quickly dawned on me to observe these guys, see what they do, and implement it for myself. I would watch how they'd go through the stage. I would follow Christian's coattails around the stage and just watch what he did and then try and mirror it. I've been shooting for a while. You still can't do, I'm not built like that. My knees also hurt that day. It was rough for me, guys. Is Admin gonna cry? Is Admin gonna cry? Guys, I was borderline tears. It was hard, but not in a physically demanding way. Gentlemen, real quick, I must pay Colton his monthly allowance of coinage and bread and water. This video is sponsored by Americana Pipe Dream Apparel, fantastic young Zoomers getting after the milsurf space and arena. Guys, they have a bunch of cool stuff, night vision knives, manuals, and e-bikes. They're expensive, but they are very fun. Cheap things rarely are a good time. And of course, their bread and butter being military surplus clothing. They also are making American-made clothing, which is really cool and a very hard challenge to pull off. So it's good to give them massive props for that. Code ADMIN gets 10% off your order. Of course, there's also Optics Planet, the Optics sponsor of the channel. They have a bunch of product on there to trick your whiz-bang gadgets out to the nines. And of course, Badlands Munitions. I know that I need to get out there and shoot some more ammo and become more competitively better so I can take on these world champions. It's a long shot, but Lord knows I need it. They have a bunch of 9mm, 5.56, 200 blackout, 7.62, and are always working on great ammunition. Arizona company, I appreciate them a bunch. Now, despite the struggle busing going on through the entire match, I was told that I may have broken one USPSA record, and that is most classes switched at an event. Now, originally talking to the guys, Hunter Constantine had this plan because he sells these inside the waistband concealed carry belts. This is like his marketing thing he's doing for the event. Also, shout out to his belt. His belts are pretty sick. If you're looking for a good CCW belt, I gotta give him that. He put this whole thing together for us to be there. Originally, it was supposed to be like we're all shooting concealed. And I was like, oh, I thought we were running PCCs. So originally I signed up as a PCC because I wanted to shoot an MP5. But then they were like, no, we're all shooting handguns concealed. And I was like, well, I kind of want to shoot a USP-45 because it'd be funny. And they're like, oh, okay, all right, do your own thing, dude, for sure. I mean, Lucas Botkins was shooting outside the waistband. I think Brantley was shooting outside the waistband. And then so was I.
Admin gets a pass because this is his first match ever and he's shooting a USP.
Mine, of course, was the coolest because they were all using Glocks and I was using the Teutonic sword. That is the 45 ACP USP Tactical. Get on my level. But that would also come to bite me in the ass because the USP 45 is probably not the best, I don't know, competition shooting gun. It's good if you want to survive the end of the world. Now, why did I switch divisions so much? What the hell do they call them? Categories, division, classes. See, even now I struggle to understand the lore of you USPSA nerds. So I show up, I check in, I tell them, hey, I gotta switch my class from PCC to something else. I can't remember what it was. And they're like, okay, cool, no problem. So I get to the stages and I start shooting and then someone's like, oh, hey, you're actually in something else. So then I switch it there. And then I go to chrono, and this is the last time I get switched because the last time, I think I wasn't limited, but at chrono, my magazines that I was using were too long in the USPSA rule set, despite me using 45 ACP.
So that means we're gonna move you to open division because this equipment doesn't comply with limited requirements. So you can keep shooting and everything, but you're gonna be moved to the open division.
Okay. Now it's because I was using the USP mags with the base plate on there that the length of it was too long. Like they gave me this thing. It's called the oops preventer at chrono. So I got something out of it. A trophy, one might say.
I will say, for your video's sake, you have the most official division changes of anybody at any match.
I'm trying to survive this thing. Cut me a break, dude. I'm using 45 ACP.
You can rub, but you can't hide from this 45, all right?
And that's another thing. I think I was one of the only guys out there that I knew of that was actually running 45. That was a whole nother culture shock, getting out there and seeing the types of kit these guys were using. Some guys running straight up competition style holsters. Our squad was all going from inside the waistband for the most part. But I remember seeing these guys, I took a picture with him. I think his name was Craig or Greg. It was an egg. I'm sorry, Craig, if I mess up your name. Or Greg, I think it was Craig. Anyway, Craig had a plastic bag around his race gun. And I just thought, man, here I am rocking the Kydex pancake that takes me like a half second to draw. And this guy's got a plastic bag to keep his gun protected from the Arizona moon dust. The worlds I am in are something else. Something strange and something foreign. Now back to the most interesting part, being the shooters themselves that I was going up against. A lot of these guys, the world-class shooters, they're not like these athletically dominant type of dudes. You wouldn't see them starting as a tight end for the 49ers, but they are wizards when you give them a handgun and a set of sticks to run through. For instance, I was interviewing some of these guys and pretty regular dudes across the board for the most part. They just happen to very much dominate this USPSA world. Like for instance, I was talking to Nathan. Nathan is out of Washington. He's only been shooting for a handful of years, but now he's at a very high level. He grew up racing dirt bikes. And one thing I asked him, I was like, are you competitive? And he just looked me in the eyes and he's like, oh yeah, I compete at everything. Pretty much is what he said. I'm paraphrasing. Nathan wanted me to say that he didn't like Lucas Botkin's skinny jeans, but Lucas Botkin got him into shooting. That was a note that he had for me. There was another shooter out there, Aaron Eddins, who is the better of the Aarons. If you don't know, my first name is Aaron. He is quick on the range, phenomenal shooting with a chiseled jawline. It's hard competition to go against that guy. He is also in the Army marksmanship team or unit, whatever you guys call it, but he was telling me that it falls under recruiting. His whole job is to go around and shoot and talk to guys and get them interested in joining the military. You have to be pretty good at shooting if you want to be in the Army marksmanship team, and he was very good at shooting.
But he's got a good athletic frame, right? If I was buying shooters at a market, he'd fetch for a very high premium.
Coming at your face, Christian.
Of course, there was also Brantley Marion. There was Jacob Hetherington.
That's what it looks like to lose on the last stage.
And there was Dakota Bell. And of course, the winner of the match was Christian Seiler. Now, a funny thing that ended up happening at that match is that it was in our division, or I think in our what the f do they call this? Whatever the division was that they were in, Christian Seiler won it. But right below him, edged out by just fractions of a score, was Brantley Marion. Now, a funny thing I noticed during the match is two types of personalities came through. There was Christian, who was relatively loose, having a good time, You know, not taking it necessarily too serious from the outside perspective, but perhaps inwardly he was like just gunning for it, but his outside demeanor was rather laissez-faire. And then there was Brantley. You know, a phenomenal shooter, but his outward demeanor was much more Terminator locked in. Bro seemed on edge, but of course in a respectable way. He was just laser focused on the match. Now there's no right or wrong to this, right? It's all your own preference, how you are as a person, whatever it is when it comes to this. But for me as the outside looking in, I always find that kind of demeanor interesting at very high level competitions. The guys that are just out there performing phenomenally, loosey-goosey, or the guys that are 120% locked in, laser focus. No funny business. If you're cracking jokes, they will take your scalp. Oh, also, Diami was out there from Gun Thoughts.
Does anyone recognize this guy? This guy looks really familiar. I think I've seen him before in my dreams. Maybe. Kind of thought that guy.
Now, I would say the climax for my story came on day 3.
Day 3 of Area 2, and I am still fighting for my life, for my survival, using the USP-45 against these competition shooters that are quite literally the best in the world. I never thought I would get this tired of shooting a gun. It is mentally taxing. It is mentally fun. And I am mentally retarded.
The first 2 days were, I would say, rough. I was kind of unsure of myself, but by day 3, I kind of just said, screw it. I know I'm not winning, so might as well just go as fast as humanly possible. I would still end up messing up on stages, missing targets, throwing mics, doing stuff that these guys don't worry about. Like me messing up on a stage would be like a career ender for these guys. These guys messing up on a stage is like they misstepped so slightly and then got a delta. That's like their misstep. If you don't know what a delta is, they're like on the USPSA targets, they have alphas, charlies, and deltas. It's for scoring reasons. I should have clarified this. But by day 3, I felt a little bit more locked in. Even the guys were like, yeah, you're shooting a lot better. And I mean, to be fair, each of those days, you're running through 5 or 6 stages. So you're running like 3 back-to-back matches over that weekend. And for context, I thought this shooting event was like 1 day. That's it. Like, oh, we're all gonna show up, do this event, and that's it. I didn't realize I was in for a 3-day commitment of shooting, which sounds like fun until you realize you're getting your lunch eaten every day. Even then, I don't mind losing in this setting because it's like, dude, I'm going against the literal world champions, okay? I think my biggest takeaway from this event was a lot more life lesson orientated. There were some definite shooting lessons. There were some definite skill gap lessons because I'm watching these guys go through and the gap at where I'm at to where they are. There is this level of, it doesn't seem like much, but it's a lot. That's the crazy part. Like if I even competed against guys I used to work with at my old police department, I know I'd probably smoke them at doing this stuff, but these guys are smoking me, if that makes any sense. Like the level of disparity is drastically wild. And that was a beautiful reminder kind of about life in general. With whatever you're pursuing, with whatever you're chasing, whatever your passion truly is, trying to find the best people in your field and getting to compete with them should be considered like a great honor. To me, that's what I took it as, is I was kind of getting this rare glimpse into something that without this YouTube channel, I probably never would have got to do, and that is go out and compete against the world best pistol shooters for USPSA. So that's something that I'm very grateful for this channel and for you guys watching. But applying that to the broader spectrum of life, that is just how you get better. Just by kind of retard maxing it a little bit, getting out there, knowing you're not good, but you're gonna keep doing it over and over and over again. One interesting, consistent thing, getting back to the shooting topic, is that the common trend across the board with a lot of these guys is that they all shot regularly, but even dry fired way more. These guys were all like, oh, what are you doing to train? You're not dry firing? Then you're wrong. That's like the common tie-in. They all were cut from the very similar cloth of being uber competitive, some kind of athletic background, whether it's playing baseball or riding motocross, and they all found out this world of pistol shooting and they ended up dominating this world. It was a funny thing too, because a lot of them are relatively younger guys, early to mid 20s, and I was like unk status to them, which kind of is crazy to think how long I've been in this game now.
So like you started at 0 and you came to the hardest battle, so it's like easy XP for you to
Started on the boss fight.
His transitions, his recoil control, insane. We just got to work on sight picture, trigger press, and stage plan.
Yeah.
It's all attainable though.
It feels good to hear.
I'd love to see it.
Feels good to hear.
Especially, play a clip from our 2023 YouTube video in the desert. Look at him shooting then, look at him shooting now. Crushing it, dude.
Thanks, man.
Pleasure to have you out here, man.
Pleasure to be out here.
Take it in.
Well, hug it out.
Yeah.
Oh, do you think I was last place?
No, you weren't last.
I wasn't last?
Hold on. 99th.
99th! Big 99!
And I'm not gonna knock you here. The guy after was a senior, but the guy after him was not. So he was 99th. There were 108.
Woo! Yeah, baby!
But ultimately, that was my experience going out and shooting USPSA. I had an absolute blast. I want to give a big thank you to Hunter Constantine for inviting me out. I'd encourage you guys to go check out his belts if you're looking for something good. He's not paying me to say that, but it's as a friend, and he brought me out to do this. I feel like it's a attaboy. I got nothing else for you guys. I'll catch you on the flip.
The sooner you DQ, the sooner we can get at it.